Here.
Adrian Fernandez is present. Ray Regalado. Yo. John Barbera.
Yes.
Lori Jacobs excused. Cynthia Gagne excused. Vic Christensen.
Here.
Gwen Henry.
Present.
Present. I have a quorum. Moving on to agenda item number 2, public comment on non-agenda items. Is there anything from the public or anybody here who would like to say something? How was your day? What did you eat for lunch?
Well, it's not agendized, but I hope as the budget person, you might speak on some of the events that have occurred.
Yeah, I'll look over it. Yeah, I'll do it on time.
Wonderful.
Perfect. Anything else? Okay. Moving on to agenda item number 3. Hello, as we are back again. We are here going to now complete our standing goals. So it's sort of the same thing we'll do at the last time we had a meeting. I'll just go over, read each paragraph by paragraph. And then if there is an amendment you want to make, because since there's no Zoom hands, just say something.
Well, this doesn't have the ones that I...
Yes, I do have. The first one was the planning land use, import one.
That's not the marked up version of
No,
it.
that's not the marked up. The one, you're talking about the little editorial changes?
As well as non-editorial changes.
No, this is just the non-editorial changes right now.
Well, no, it's not, because the one one of them I sent you that's is not in section 1.
Okay, I'll go back and look at it. Do you have that paper, Ray? Can I see it? Okay, I have it. Okay, if anything, can I just copy it down from here when we're going through the sections?
Well, except I had that for my own
If not, I'll go
reference,
back.
so
I'll go back to you.
I assumed you would have it, so I just printed one for me to reference.
Give me a minute, guys. Okay. I have this one. Let me go back then. Because it was only you, Vic, who sent me amendments.
Did you see that ICE bought a big ass warehouse in
Is that on the
Phoenix?
agenda?
No.
No.
No, okay. I have... Okay. We'll fix it as we go. I need to get this running. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Aliens. There's a war over them. That's why Origin wrote that song. It's the war.
Okay. We'll fix it as we go. And I apologize if I did not get it onto here. Okay? Okay, moving on. Okay, number 1, and then again, just stop me if there's a change.
Okay, are we assuming the editorial changes are fine, or?
Yes, the little small changes that the other ones you sent me?
Yeah.
Yes, those are fine. Those are
Okay, because they're not in here. That's why I was asking.
I know. Okay, and again, just stop me if you need something. Okay. Number 1, meetings. The governing board will be held on the date and time established on the annual calendar adopted at the July meeting each year. When participating in virtual meetings, all board and committee members shall keep their cameras on at all times while they are present at the meeting. So, I'm assuming that's going to be a motion, Vic?
Well, if it depends on how we're going to do it. Are we going to Just
discuss.
do like we did the last time and just say all the changes combined or separate?
Actually, you know what, we'll do that. All the changes combined.
Uh,
Yeah. Go ahead.
we are going to discuss?
Oh, yes, we can discuss this, yes.
I think we should discuss.
Yes, do you have something to discuss, yes?
Yes, there have been times where my camera has actually been interrupted for whatever reason. There are technical issues. So, you know, there are sometimes technical difficulties. I don't know how to. I mean, I agree with the idea that the camera should be on at all times, but sometimes there are things that happen. I have had times where I've turned it off because I've had to duck my head to pick up something or something that's rather embarrassing. That, you know, is a little bit more of an investigative thing than, I mean, I've done the same kind of things in a real meeting, but it doesn't have that kind of recorded focus of kind of being a comedy act.
Any other discussion on it?
Well, if I can,
Yes,
I think
right.
there are going to be, especially when you're in a virtual situation, there's going to be all sorts of things that will cause a need by a particular person, by anybody, that, you know, we may have to move, we may adjust, we may need to pick up the pen. I don't think those things are going to be, you know, people are going to get critical about them. I think it only happens when, you know, there is major interruptions. So I guess what I'm saying is that the language is going to be set, but I think we can all agree that things will happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you want to say that in there, but I don't think we need to make it that.
Yeah.
I would say that keeping it off throughout the meeting, no. You know, so give it more of a barring technical difficulty. I don't know. It just are there repercussions for this? Is this more of an intent, or is this a something where there will be consequences in
I think hers up there. I found it. Because then you're the only one that's, I'm sorry, Glenn. I think I have your document.
Okay, yeah, I saw you pulling it up.
I'm sorry, Glenn. Keep going.
No, well, that was it. Just,
Oh, okay.
is this going to be something that there is going to be consequences and accountability that is attached to this? Or is this more of an intent? I mean, I agree that the camera should be on the times. It bothers me when people turn it off. You were on the board meeting.
Well, I'm the one who proposed this. The reason was, and is, that we don't know what people are doing if they're even in the room, if they have their phone or have their camera turned off. To make an analogy to an in-person meeting, if somebody leaves the room, you know they've left the room. You see they left the room. You see they're not sitting there discussing, voting, whatever. If a camera's off, you don't know. So the reason for the camera to be on all the time is if somebody, I mean, you know when somebody's there. If somebody leaves, if they have to get up from their computer and leave or whatever, you can see they're not there. If you have the camera off, you can't. So if we're going, one way to look at it is when a camera's off, you assume they've left the room, just like they got up and walked out of a physical room. Another way to do it is you leave the camera on and you can actually see whether they are there at the computer and therefore at the meeting. And if somebody gets up and leaves, you know, just for a short period of time, then it's not a big deal. If they get up and leave for a half hour, that's a different story. You know, getting up and leaving the room at a physical meeting to go to the restroom or something like that is, you know, they leave, they come back. And you can do the same thing with the camera on. You get up, you've left to where you can't be seen, so it's assumed you've left the room. You have to go to the restroom or something, that's fine. You come back, people know you're back. And about the only time that would become a problem would be if, like I said, somebody's gone for an extended period of time and it needs to be noted that they left the meeting and came back. The other, not necessarily problem, but just an issue to note is if it happens to be during a vote, then we just need to note that they're not voting.
So then, so then I have a similar question in that case. Like, for example, like my old computer, like let's say if I email, my own computer doesn't, like my camera doesn't work on my computer. Would it be that I would say that, hey, my camera is not working and put it in and out, just make it known that, the person's there.
Yeah, in the beginning of the meeting, you could just say, look, I've been having troubles with my camera, so please bear with me with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against, for me personally, I'm not against it. I just want to play it.
That would be about the only way to do it, although you could have people abuse that and just say that their camera's not working or something like that to leave their camera off.
I will honestly say, for example, during the pandemic, I had an older computer, and it actually would just crap out on me, excuse my language, but that's exactly what it would do. And it actually, it would interrupt. Sometimes it would be broken, the link would be broken, and I'd have to re-sign in quite frequently. And it also impacted the camera. So there has to be some kind of, I believe that this should be a rule in intent. If it seems that there is an abuse, because we have seen that happen, that there's been abuse, but there are people who are on their phones, there are people on, maybe it falls and drops, I don't know, but,
Well, one of the things is,
it's a different
don't we
situation.
have, where we can type something, and you guys will see it?
Oh, the chat.
Huh?
Chat
No.
would be
No,
wonderful.
no. because
Chat is disabled.
Chat is disabled during the
Yeah.
webinars.
Chat would be wonderful, but
That is a done rule.
Yeah, no chat.
Really?
yeah.
Because that would be a good way to say, hey, sorry.
Well,
my
because
camera-
then you can have side conversations because you can chat privately and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
that's not.
It could be a serial.
Yeah.
But that would be public, that would be a public
No,
thing.
but you
Not-
can
no,
privately
it isn't.
chat on Zoom.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, they could create a serial meeting.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You can chat to everyone. You can chat to any individual.
So again, back to the amendment here. I'm fine how it is. I just do believe possibly there could be some flexibility on if there's an issue with someone's camera. They can't turn it on because if their camera is physically actually not working, you can't blame them for it.
And I've got to say honestly that this is a matter of I would say economic justice as well. You may have somebody who can't afford to fix their computer. I'm just saying that we're not.
If someone if someone has a situation where they need some assistance or they have a challenge, I don't feel that it would be unreasonable for that individual to make somebody aware, like the chair of that meeting, say, hey, look, I have a problem, and be able to document it and have the meeting.
Basically, just like we do an excused absence, we could do something like that, I suppose.
Is that something that might enhance this thought in a way?
If I remember correctly, I think there was language when we were on Zoom through Dunn.
Yeah, I hope.
No,
That could be.
there wasn't, and that was part of the problem, is because we had no way to enforce that people should leave their cameras on.
So could we put language in here?
Can we consider, a friendly amendment? I would approve this I would support it with some kind of reasonable
Okay, this is the
stipulation.
amendment you're proposing.
Well, since I'm the one making the original amendment, I will not accept a friendly amendment. So we're going to have to do a real one.
Okay. You'd have to make a motion. You need a first and second.
Because I think it's fine the way it is.
Yeah, I do as well. I think
It is, because look, we know that's gonna happen, something's gonna happen. But if the camera's working, gotta go to the restroom, we went, and 2 minutes later, we're back.
Cynthia has her camera on, but she
That
doesn't.
you see us coming back with a
big old burger and then, you know, eat.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like going to the back, getting a sandwich, and coming back to your desk. I mean,
Yeah, that's fine, we haven't had dinner or,
Well,
but
it's not-
like I said,
it's-
you go to
it's
the
not a
restaurant,
big deal.
just leave it on.
Anything
You know,
else?
So I call the
It'll be fine.
Question.
The way it's termed, yeah.
Do you have an amendment?
No.
No? Okay. If not,
so you're calling the question on the current wording?
Are we voting on this?
yes, I mean, you're calling the question, right? Okay. This is for one. Okay.
So just for clarity, are we going for all of them all at one time, or are we going one by one?
One by one. I mean, we'll do I think section. Does that work?
Yeah.
Improve section by section.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
There are multiple ways to do it. Since there are a lot of editorial ones, we could do those combined and just do the substantial ones separately, or we can do it section by section.
I mean, then it goes back to what's considered, like, would this be?
I would call the one we just talked about a substantial
So
one.
this is a substantial.
The typos are not.
Right,
Okay.
right. Those are editorial.
Okay. Okay.
And I do have one editorial one separate that isn't on there right now. But
Okay. Okay. So now we're going to be voting on this. When participating in a virtual meeting, all board and committee members shall keep their camera on at all times when they are present at the meeting. Okay. Ready? Adrian? Yes. Ray?
Yes.
Vic?
aye.
John?
Yeah.
Gwen?
Yes.
It passes. Okay. Moving on.
A quick editorial one.
Yes.
In the very first paragraph, second line, where it says on that date, add an S to date and make it plural. That's all. No apostrophe.
I got you.
Oh, and get rid of the B, the capitalized B, board meetings. small.
That has, in general, I would agree, but that has been the standard throughout the bylaws and everything. So for consistency, I left it capitalized here. But you're right, it really shouldn't be. It should be lowercase all over. But I think in the bylaws it has something like the governing board or something, and then a parentheses hereafter called the board or something to that effect.
Okay.
But you are correct. Grammatically, it really shouldn't be.
Okay. Section 2. Finish with section 1. Section 2. Executive Committee. The Executive Committee shall consist of the President, Vice President, Secretary, immediate past President, if still a member of the board, and anyone else appointed by the President. Roles and functions of the Executive Committee. The primary function of the Executive Committee is to assist the President in setting the agenda for upcoming meetings. The President retains the final say over the agenda, allowing changes to be made after the committee meeting. Other functions may include consideration of administrative issues, such as oversight of the administrative assistant and coordination among various committees, consideration of issues that fall out of the purview of other committee or that the appropriate committee is unable to consider in a timely manner, development of recommendations to remove board members or officers persistent to the bylaws, plan future meetings. I believe this is a substantial one, Vic?
I've got two on this. One, we have the next section, which is standing committees. Technically, the executive committee is a standing committee, so should it be called out by itself? Or should it be under the standing committee umbrella? And the other one is, what is meant by the administrative assistant? Is that the minute taker? Is that somebody else? Does that person even exist anymore?
So, wait, hold on. I would say, to your first one, executive committee and the standing rules, yes, I do agree with that. And my second thing, administrative assistant, I would presumptively assume Cheryl for bookkeeping. I could be wrong. Or not.
Well, I don't.
Minute taking.
I don't know who. I mean, I've been on the board. We've never had somebody called that, so I don't know what the original intent was.
Yeah.
Do we need to change it, delete it, identify it by, whatever?
Gwen, did you have something?
Well, regarding the administrative system, yeah, I do believe that that should be defined, or asterisk, anything. In regards to, I have a question, always the devil's advocate here, for discussion.
Yes.
Executive committee, I believe, is at least a requirement of the board. The standing committees are always subject to changes in name. They aren't required. Some may drop, some may be formed in replacement. None of the ones from A to G are actually required in any way. Executive committee is an absolute prerequisite.
That may be, but it's still a standing committee. There's nothing in here that talks about required or not required.
Yeah, and again, I agree with Vic that the executive committee is a standing committee, because there's neighborhood councils, we don't have executive committees. They just have what's called yeah, so like with Central, we don't have prior, we didn't have an executive committee. We had what's called an agenda setting meeting that acted as the executive setting the agenda. And it was everybody and their mother that came, basically. So again, I don't, the executive committee is not a standalone, own special type note. I mean, I'd agree it'd be just a regular standing committee.
And I believe it is combined with the other standing committees it may not be delineated there in the bylaws, but I can't remember.
If none of these are standing committees, or if something, if there's a committee not on here, it'd be an ad hoc committee.
So then maybe executive committee is a misnomer, because it isn't, it's an agenda setting committee.
It's an agenda setting committee, but then it was this board that decided to add all these additional responsibilities.
But there have been issues that were covered in the executive committee that were not necessarily covered in any of the other committees. And if you look at the makeup of the executive committee, this is to the argument of standing committees, you could see the detailed description of executive committee as opposed to the description of the other committees. Because there are functions associated with the executive committees. So I'm not fighting the fact that it's not a standing committee, because in essence it is. What I am saying is that there are specific functions for the executive committee to have maybe a distinction.
And that I consider a valid point.
Okay. Okay, trying to wrap my head here. I just think 2 should go into 3. That's just my opinion.
I'm saying
Which was my point.
Yeah, I do agree with Vic that 2 should go into 3 and B instead of it should be.
And just be the new A.
It should be the new A.
Where's A versus B versus C?
Right. So this is the list of the standing committees. So if I took this, it's going to look ugly.
So just take that whole.
Yeah. Take this.
Well,
And we. Okay, it's not supposed to look like
Well,
that.
I'm making notes. I was going to make the changes
Okay.
like I did before.
It'd be like that, which is prettier.
The only thing there is you've got all this detail for the one and not for the others, but I don't know that the others need the detail because they have a brief description of what's there.
Can we vote on this particular change?
We're still in discussion. I would just say it's fine the way how it is like this, in my opinion. You just indent it.
Yeah, and change the head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just fine, just moving one to another.
Just take the whole block and move it.
Exactly.
That would require the rest of the committees to also say committee and also be put in bold with their duties down below or in the same form.
They have the duties responsible for budgetary and fiscal matters. It doesn't have to have
Bear
all
with
the.
me.
That's enough.
One at a time.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, one.
Let me clarify.
Mm-hmm.
Budget and finance, bold it. Youth and outreach, bold it.
I mean, I was going to unbold this. to make
Well,
it-
remember, all he did was move it. It doesn't have to stay bold in the finished product.
I
It'll be
believe-
consistent when I make all the changes.
I believe that making each one bold makes it visually quite,
That's fine.
In other words, she's
Just
saying
bo-
sort
just
of
bo-
stand
just-
out.
Yeah,
Just,
Each
yeah,
committee stands out.
just boldifying the title.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fine.
okay.
I'm just, my point is that just because it's bold there now for the executive, that was only because it
It was
was
its
up
own,
above.
own section.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be, but boldifying is fine.
And that's only because of the complexity of the executive committee. And even though the other ones are simpler,
Yes.
I believe that, and even a space break for them.
Yeah.
Good thing we have a secretary. The secretary will do that.
Yeah. Do you agree with the space break for each committee? It may make an extra page, right, or an extra half page, but visually, I think that's,
Again, yeah, I agree visually because of the multiple sub-paragraphs with the first one.
yeah.
Okay.
It
So
would-
let's
it
go
would-
back to the meat. Is moving the executive committee from 2 as from its own, moving it, taking it out of its own and putting it into 3, which is now 2. That makes sense.
Now, fiscally, and, you know, this is very nicely a 4-page document, and with that simple moving of everything makes it a longer document.
Does it really?
Maybe,
So-
we'll see.
Okay.
And,
I can-
and just for that, you know, extra pages, extra.
That can be remedied.
Okay.
I believe that is likely why executive committee was broken out, probably, to keep it concise and a little more organized.
I don't know if that was, the
Possibly.
executive committee was like.
We're eliminating space above and adding space below, so it may break even.
We'll see when we do it.
Like I said, I can force it to
Okay.
be fixed
Like
if
a
necessary.
little 6-point breaks in between.
I can make it work
Okay. Now we're going to vote on this,
on just the move.
on just the move, and then we'll go into the second.
I do have a question.
Yes, Mr. Reynolds.
And I'm curious as to your remedy. You're not going to smallify the font, right?
Not the smallify, really.
Reduce the size of the font
The
of the
font
entire
will,
document.
the font will be fine.
I have on
The
an,
font will be
Fine.
It'll be the same.
that I'm not saying fine and the same as the same thing.
I have on an occasion put the space breaks, like, for example, but what I've done is, for example, it may be a 10-point or a 12-point typeface, but each of the spaces I've canned separated by a 6-point, which makes it a smaller break. It still creates the
And that's
depth.
all fine.
Yeah.
I'm just concerned about the font size.
The font size will be the same as it is now.
Okay, that's all.
If it goes to another page, it goes to another page.
And that's all I want to know.
But if it's close, if there are like 2 or 3 lines on a new page, then I might be able to make it so everything fits, changing margins, changing vertical space, whatever.
Okay, this is all, okay, let's.
I'll make it work.
Yes. Okay, and we're voting on moving the executive committee to section, to the next section, where it says standing committees. Okay, Adrian, yes. Ray Regalado,
Yes.
John Barbera,
Yes.
Vic Christensen,
Hi.
Glenn Henry.
Yes.
Okay, this has passed.
And I don't think there are any references later on that refer to this, but if there are, then we'll need to change those too. But
Friendly amendment.
Yes.
we'll fix, no, not friendly amendment, it just changes the references, editorial.
And then Vic, this one, the administrative assistant, is that a substantial one? Because there's another substantial
Well,
one, and that's the committee.
I don't know if it depends on the answer to the question.
On who it is?
Are we assuming that is the mailroom?
I'm assuming it's share on the mailroom. I mean, that would be executive committee.
Let's see, considering that.
Yes.
Maybe we just change that to the mailroom?
Well, if you don't have the mailroom anymore.
Yeah, if it's no longer gonna be the mailroom, it's gonna be something else. I mean, they're under contract, we could change it. I
Definitely.
don't have a problem with administrative assistant, because I think,
That's very clear.
yeah,
Well, obviously it's not.
well, I didn't hear that.
Okay, then, because as written, it is a title. We have no one with the title administrative assistant. If we're gonna leave it with those words, then make them lowercase.
Right.
So it's not a substantial, it's just a change in the letter?
Correct.
Okay. Moving on. There is a substantial one, and that's the planning, land use, and environment sustainability. Okay. Budget and finance, responsible for budgetary and fiscal matters, youth and outreach, responsible with outreach and the youth. This one is the substantial.
Which,
I'm at D. I'm now at 2D, I'm at standing committees.
yeah, no, I know what section you're in, but which paragraph are you looking at?
I'm about to do
The planning land use support?
Yes.
Okay.
So, planning, land use, and port, responsible for all planning, land use, and port of Los Angeles matters. Community issues, responsible for quality of life matters. Environment and sustainability, responsible for all environment, green technology, and recycling matters. Public safety, responsible for all public safety and emergency preparedness matters. Bylaws and elections, responsible for proposing changes to bylaws, standing rules, and administrating elections. So the substantial change is taking out port of environment sustainability and putting it into planning, land use, and port. It has, you guys, previously the board had made a motion, but it was never actually changed
Right.
in the standing rules. So that is substantial. So that's one.
In regards to green technology, this has always been the difficulty with the Environment and Sustainability Committee, and it still continues. Green technology is often a discussion of port.
Like an electric bus.
Environment is often a discussion of planning, land use, and port.
Okay.
Recycling matters, and in fact, there is a recycling facility on the port. All of these. That's always been a difficulty, and I don't know how to solve that. But other than,
Well, you can solve
I always believe that the environment and sustainability representative should always participate in the planning, land use, and port issues.
Well, you can always do a joint meeting between the two committees. If there's a crossover on an issue, or pressing issue that involves both committees, both committee chairs can have a joint meeting.
I would tend to lean in the direction of keeping it separate, only because what happens when you start dealing with issues such as a Phillips 66 issue. Sure, it's land use, but I mean, there's definitely issues that are specific to environment.
Yeah.
And that needs to have some real detail looking at. We're going to be having the John S. Gibson parking lot issue coming up soon. And that has a lot to do with environment also, when you have idling trucks up there waiting to be called to their load and unload location.
Which is not really a port problem.
So I honestly, I think there should be some emphasis on environment, and this should be separate.
Mr. Christensen.
And it's also not it's not necessarily saying that that's the only committee that's responsible for it, just the primary. And
Yeah.
to make it clear, we could say, for each of these where it says responsible for, we could say primary responsibility for, or primarily responsible for, or something like that, to lessen the idea that this is the only committee that's dealing with these things, because they all, we have overlaps all the time.
Well,
Or we just leave it.
well, now that you're adding that as a type.
No,
type
we're still back at the original one. Let's not get so back to the original one, and that is moving port to planning and land use.
No.
Or another way to do it is we add a statement that says, something to the effect of, depending on the issue, multiple committees can jointly address the issue or whatever.
Encouragement on that, because, again,
So,
environment is sometimes a public safety issue. And,
So again,
Or we leave it with the understanding that that sort of thing is going to happen.
the original motion that's on, or right now what we're going to be voting on is just,
It's
just the
moving
port.
port to all the extra stuff we can do after this.
Yes, move it up.
Yeah.
Because we
Yep.
already distinguished.
So
Okay.
again, so we're voting, now we'll be voting on taking port and moving it into planning and land use from environment sustainability. Okay? Okay, ready? Adrian? Yes. Ray Regalado?
Yes. I,
Oh.
no, it's yes.
Okay. Yes. Oh, me.
Yes, yes.
Okay. John Barbera?
Yes.
Vic Christensen?
Aye.
Okay. Gwen Henry?
yes,
Okay, that passes. Anything else for any other things? Anything substantial?
No.
Not that I see.
In my opinion.
other than, maybe some language of primarily.
That would be for every single one.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
This is to add the word primarily to all the sections,
Except for executive committee.
except for executive committee, yes. Okay. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
and this is number 4, right?
This is
Fourth one that we're working on?
the fourth, yes. I have
Fourth,
it.
okay.
Well, I have it all. Okay.
I'm numbering them too, just so I can.
Okay. Adrian Fernandez, yes. Ray Regalado?
Yes.
John Barbera?
Yes.
Vic Christensen?
Aye.
Gwen Henry?
Yes.
That passes. Anything else for now section 2? Or what is now section 2?
Oh, boy.
No.
No worries. Number 3, committee parts. I don't already know this. Let's see. So if you just kind of take a look at it. I could read it.
I think these are all editorial.
Okay. I would assume all at all times is substantial.
Yeah, and I would like a definition of what that is trying to communicate, because that's,
It's going to be substantial.
it sounds kind of,
At all times. I think I see what it's just to reinforce the fact. And I think when I read it, it's just the way to enforce the fact. Actually, no. It's to enforce the fact that you can be on the committee, but it's already there. You just reworded it.
Okay, the way it's worded now, must participate on at least one committee during their tenure as a board member. So, using that, I could say, I've been on a committee, I am no longer on that committee, and I have satisfied that requirement because I was on a committee during my tenure. But that's not the intent. The intent is for each member to be on at least one committee the entire time they are a board member. So that's why I added those words.
what word did you add? Because
At all times.
But it's just been moved.
No,
No, it's there.
or hang on.
Highlighted.
Hang on, maybe, at least one.
It should be like 3.
Oh, you did it, oh, you should, okay. All right, then yeah, I did just move it because it didn't make sense the way it was
And
worded,
I
sorry.
don't think, I think it's worse where it is right now. All board members at all times. It can, perhaps it would require an amendment of the language
And a-
because it doesn't solve the problem of what I appreciate what you were saying. That it
Grammatically, it's fine.
grammatically it is, but
At least one committee at all times during their tenure as a board member. Not as a board member at all times, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the way it's written right now is fine.
Yeah,
All board members.
That's why I moved it.
Must participate on at least one committee at all times during their tenure as a board member.
Yeah, I think it's fine too. Well,
so yeah, that's not an
I think
addition, it's not an addition of those words, it's just moving it to make it make
I
more sense.
appreciate that, but at all times is kind of, to me, I wish there was a better way.
Okay, then what would you suggest to make
Give me a
the
moment.
intent be the same instead of at all times?
Give a moment.
Exactly.
Hold on. And be honest, we only have until 8, so that's,
Yeah, I understand.
we can,
Well, it doesn't matter. We can always revisit the standing rules at
Yeah.
any time, so this is not really an issue.
yeah,
All right.
okay. So we're fine with that being that way?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll just start reading them then. B, terms of appointment of all committee chairs, co-chairs, and vice chairs, if any, and committee members shall be for 1 year, starting with the August board meeting and ending with the August board meeting of the following year, or until appointments are confirmed, whichever later position appointments may be made during the year, and their term will also end at the August board meeting. C, committees shall meet monthly and abide by the Ralph and Brown Act requirements. The committee chairperson shall submit written reports of the committee activities and actions by Wednesday prior to the next board meeting, unless they're meeting on Tuesday or Wednesday of that same week, in which case they may submit them on Thursday to the person designated by the president. The report shall include a list of those in attendance at the meeting, excused and unexcused absences, actions taken, including any motion language and the vote of each motion. Any changes? Cool. Moving to D. Any committee member who has 2 unexcused absences from a regular or special committee meeting may be recommended for removal. Absences shall be recorded in committee meeting reports and shall indicate whether they are excused or unexcused. An unexcused absence occurs when the committee member fails to notify the committee chair or co-chair or vice chair, why not, that he or she is unable to attend the meeting and states the reason he or she cannot attend. Any comments, questions, or concerns on that one? Okay.
It is.
Moving on. There's one substantial one here I can see.
Just out of curiosity, it was never 3. It's always been 2. Correct? Two absences. Was it ever 3?
It was 3, as I recall.
Why is it 2 now?
This is committee.
It's been 2 since I've been on, so it's not new.
Ah,
It's always been 2.
I always thought it was 3 strikes, you're out.
Because I used to look at that all the time.
Okay, let's keep going. I do have less substantial one right here. Because the NWSPNC wishes to hear as diverse a set of stakeholder opinions as possible and prolong board orientation, or what we'll call it. You know that word. By board members can inhibit that. Any single address by a board member during a board meeting shall be no longer than 2 minutes. A board member shall not speak a second time, no, I not speak a second time on the same issue until all board members have had an opportunity to speak. Once an agenda item has been placed on the floor for consideration and seconded if required, comments from the public shall be heard before comments from members of the board. This is substantial.
I'm gonna read that last sentence over quietly, just for a moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, this is a substantial one. Amendment 5. Okay. Any other discussion on this one? If not, we'll take
Well,
Yes.
the reason for my questions on that last part of the last sentence is because in practice, we hear from the board members before the public. But right now, the current wording is the public before the board. So are we going to enforce this and change what we do in practice, or are we going to change this to match what we do in practice? Because right now, we violate this all the time. So we need them to match, whichever
Yeah.
way we go.
So currently we do board and then public. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. You know what? I would just say we change to what we do now. And that is board before.
Wait, change the words or change what we do in practice?
Change the words to what we do right now.
Okay, so then we need to basically swap public and board.
You know something? I think this
If
is
we
a
do
better
that.
practice. I think this is a better practice to let the public speak. I think we might want to consciously, I think we might want to consciously consider this.
Every public meeting that I have attended, Board of Supervisors, City Council, and others,
Yeah.
they go according to, they give the opportunity for the people who are making the decisions to speak first. And not that,
That's true.
and then, the public says what they say because they may have a problem with what is stated at the meetings.
That makes sense.
So,
Okay. So it is now what we do in practice currently at our meetings. That is board before. Now board is before public.
Put board members. And we wouldn't necessarily have to say, okay, you already switched some of that.
From of the, something just.
Get rid of at the end of that line. We could say members of the public or just say the public. To me, it's fine like
It
that.
doesn't matter which way.
Okay, so we're gonna swap.
So again, what we'll be voting on right now is it reading out comments from the board members shall be heard before comments from the public. Ready?
Yeah.
Adrian, yes. Ray Regalado.
yes.
John Marmara.
Yes.
Vivek Christensen.
Aye.
Lori, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, I have it right here. Okay, that was one.
Is dissemination misspelled?
Where?
The next line, website.
I haven't gone there yet.
Okay. Well, we're getting there.
Should that be 2?
Okay. Hold on. Sorry. Website guidelines. The NWSPNC website is for designation of NWSPNC and other information that is of use to stakeholders. It is to be used for announcements of NWSPNC and other governmental meetings. A record of NWSPNC PNC actions and positions and background information, pros and cons of issues of interest to the council. We'll find out what dissemination.
That's a grammatical thing, not a spelling thing. Dissemination is fine.
Okay.
We either change that to disseminate or we put a "the" before dissemination. Either one is editorial, so it's not a big deal.
That's fine. Now this is for the dissemination. Are we happy?
Well, we do also provide announcements of other meetings, of other activities.
That's dissemination.
That's information that's of use to the stakeholders. And
Okay.
it does say announcements.
It says announcements of NWSPNC. That's very specific. And other governmental meetings. Those are very specific. Record of their actions and positions and background information.
What about governmental and community? Does that work?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And activities. I mean,
Are we fine with, we're going to vote on that then, the community part. Community. This is to add the word community after governmental on website guidelines.
Yes, the community. I'm not sure one gets that.
Okay.
Our good friend.
Okay, ready?
Why?
Adrian? Yes. Red? Yes. John?
Yes.
Vic?
Aye.
Gwen?
yes.
Yay. Okay, perfect. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Speaking during the neighborhood council presentation time at the Los Angeles City Council, City Commission, City Community meetings. The President is authorized to speak during neighborhood council presentation time at any Los Angeles City Council, City Commission, or City Committee meeting on issues on which the board has to adopt a formal position. In the absence of the president, the vice president, or the chair of the committee that has developed the position is authorized to speak. In the event that none of the above are available or want to speak, the president may authorize someone to make that presentation or the presentation. Any changes, discussions?
I was part of that amendment, and I think it's a very, very good one
Oh, good.
back in the day. So,
Oh, good.
yes.
Okay, elections in terms of officers. The election of officers shall be conducted by a non-board member selected by the outgoing president. The number B, in board election year, officers shall be elected at the first meeting of the board following the certification of the board election. Their term shall begin July 1 or upon election, whichever date is later, and end June 30th of the following year. In non-board election years, officers shall be elected at the June board meeting, and their term will start on July 1 and end on June 30th of the following year, or upon election of new officers, whichever date is later. See, in the event there are more than 2 candidates for an office, and no one receives a majority of votes, there shall be a runoff between the 2 candidates receiving the highest number of votes. D. Officers may be removed from their office without removing them from the board in accordance with the bylaws. If the vote to remove an officer is affirmative, the position shall be deemed vacant and filled in accordance with the bylaws, Article 6, Section 3, selection of officers. Anything for that section?
One nitpicky thing, but it could make a difference under the right circumstances. In Part B, Section B, where it talks about the end of the term being June 30th of the following year, if somebody happened to be elected in the first part of like January to April, say, June 30th of the following year would actually be 2027. So I think the better way to put it, just to be clear, is to say, end the following June 30th and eliminate the of the following year. And that way, if it happened to be,
take this out.
take that out and end it with June 30, and then put before June, say the following. That way, if some way they happen to be elected in February, then it would be June 30th of the same year, not the following year.
Okay.
Not a huge difference, but it
Yeah.
clarifies the intent.
Wait.
The wording right makes a difference.
Yeah. I mean, the chances of something like that happening.
February, you mean the window of
No.
February to June?
No, like
No.
July 1st of 2026 to the end of June 30th of 2027, that would be.
Yeah.
Normally,
What?
the president would be elected, because officers, would be elected in July. But if one of those officers, for whatever reason, ceased being that officer, and somebody else was elected instead of being in the same year that the July was, say in January or February of the following year, then by saying the June 30th of the following year, well, the following year would now be, in this case, like say if somebody stopped being, say if I was no longer secretary this year, somebody else would be secretary starting in January and February.
Correct.
But June 30th of the following year would mean June 30th of 2027. And that is not the intent. The intent is June 30th of 2026. So by rewording it like this, we don't run into that problem.
Have this thing clarified now. Okay. Any other discussion on adding the following June 30th?
No.
Are we going to call that editorial or substantial?
Substantial.
Okay.
If somebody is elected to that capacity in April,
If someone's elected in April, yes.
this will cease their role 2 months later.
Correct.
Yes.
Which is the intent.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
We're voting,
30th,
no.
TH.
No.
First,
No,
No.
it's not, it doesn't, it's just June 30th. June 30th. If you put third, well, maybe you could put 30th.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, well then, yeah, just leave it as it
Because
is.
it doesn't, you don't have it as July 1st.
No, right, yeah, so it's just, yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Yes. Did you call my name?
No.
You sleeping?
Adrian? Yes. Ray?
Did you call my name?
I'm calling.
Yes.
John?
Maybe. Yes.
oh, wait.
We're-
Too
I'm
late.
I'm in the middle of voting.
You forgot the next sentence.
What do you mean? How did I forget the next sentence?
And their term will start on June 1st and end on the following June 30th.
What June 1st?
Yeah, both places.
Yeah, both
Wait.
places, thank you.
No, she got it.
Oh.
Got to be
Wow.
consistent, so make it the same.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Delete the of the following year on the second one.
Okay.
Or whichever date is.
That what?
Delete the of.
Yeah.
You missed the of.
Of or, yeah.
Okay.
Vic? What's it
Aye.
about? Gwen, what's it about?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wait. Go back for a minute. Something looks weird.
Well, it's weird.
And their term.
Yeah, July. Okay, the last one you just changed. Yeah.
Like that?
And the following June.
Okay, now we're okay.
Okay, good. Okay.
Nothing on the other two. Okay.
Okay. 8, filling vacancies. The filling of vacancies is in accordance with with bylaws, Article 5, Section 6F. Shall be interpreted to mean that the seat will be declared vacant again at the time of the next regular election and filled as part of that election.
But, by the way,
Yes.
what we just completed in that previous thing was
Hey, how did that happen?
executive, board executive,
This was elections in terms of
Yeah.
officers. This one, okay.
but all of this discussion about elections, selections, are we going to have that dialogue as to what's recently being updated and discussed? And
Once I get to the bylaws,
yeah, okay.
if I have time. That's if I have time.
Will that affect the standing rules as well?
It would affect the bylaws. They're not the standing rules. Our elections are clarified in our bylaws.
Okay. All right.
Filling vacancies, I just read this.
Editorial on the last line, the IE. Wait, what the? We'll put a comma after IE. And it's hard to tell from here. Right before the parenthesis, the open paren, after election, that's
Is it that?
deleted, right?
The semicolon?
Is that a semicolon?
No, it's not supposed to be. It should be deleted. It may look like one, but I think
It
it's...
is a semicolon.
Oh, because you put the red line. There's the red strike through that I think make it look like a semicolon.
Ah, see, yeah, it is the red. Yeah, it's the red.
Because there should not be anything that, okay, if it's, it
It
was a,
used to be a comma, but it had to strike.
and I deleted it, yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
So, yeah, okay, if that's easier, yeah.
Anything for filling vacancies?
Treated the same as all other terms expiring at that time. Oh my gosh.
It just, this
Good.
thing just, I know, it's atrocious, I know. This is addressed in the bylaws. There's something back there.
Treated the same as all other terms expiring at which time? Okay, go back. Again at the time of the next regular election. And, okay, of that election. What about selection? Just out of devil's advocate, I think it's probably fine, but selection, election, does it also include selection
No, we don't do with selections.
of
We don't.
filling vacancies? The filling of vacancies are often selection.
Is that more of an appointment?
Now, we do a vote.
Okay, so do we switch to select, so you want to add selection?
Yes.
Like that, is that good?
Because when we fill vacancies, we often do not have an election, a formal election with the community doing ballots. We have a selection.
The
Is
community's
this,
not.
I don't know,
If
I can't imagine that this has had that gap.
But the
that-
community's not selecting the person who applied for an application.
That's a point. When the community does it, it's an election.
Exactly.
When
We're
we
doing
fill
it.
a vacancy, it's a selection.
Okay,
That's the point.
okay. Let's vote on this.
That's number 8, right?
Yes. To
And that the seat will be declared vacant again at the time of the next, okay, wait, hold on. Actually, that may be wrong, incorrect. That may be incorrect. Right? The filling of vacancies in accordance with bylaws so this is filling vacancies during an
Yes.
election cycle.
this is during, no, not during an
No.
election.
Not during
No.
an election.
During
our
regular term.
Like we're doing right now with the Averill seat.
Interpreted to mean that the seat will be declared vacant again at the time of the next regular election.
Right.
Okay, so if there is an election,
Use the Averill seat because that's a prime example.
Right.
since, how do I explain it?
And Phil does.
Right now, we have a vacant Averill seat.
No, yeah.
As soon as somebody fills that seat, let's say they fill it in March, their term goes from March of 2026 to the next regular election, which is 2027.
Yes, their term would end 2027.
Just like we did with the 2 or 3 seats, I think it was, before the last election,
Yeah, so
where
the
we had
F
a
is
gap
correct.
of 3
And
months.
that's fine, okay,
Yes.
all right. I just want to make sure that that was the correct S. Okay,
Correct. There you go.
all right,
Okay.
thank you.
This is the act select, the S.
The S,
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Adrian, yes. Ray?
Yes.
John?
Yeah.
Vic? Gwen?
Yes.
Perfect. Recusals, number 9. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes? I didn't say anything.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Aye.
For the purpose of bylaw Article 5, Section 3, a recusal shall be counted as an abstention in determining the number of votes needed to constitute a majority of votes casted.
Now, I do have a question on, things like that. For some reason, the Brown Act or the Brown Act, let's see, what else is missing? Do they have a rule about that? And already,
You have to leave the room.
You have to leave the room.
You have to, so
You
You
recuse
have to leave
yourself?
the room,
But-
and you cannot listen to
you
it?
can't be, so like for example, the Tillerman NPG, okay? I had to recuse myself. What in recusing myself from that NPG revolves is one, where you guys are having discussion, when you're voting on it, and also I can't be involved in any emails talking about it, circulating. I cannot even like see the application.
It's the same
So
as
in
with the
order
assistants.
to not reduce quorum, I mean, it could be that you as a recusal threatens quorum.
No.
Right?
All I'm asking
No.
is- All I'm asking is not about the process of having to leave or stay or whatever, is that the
The number of votes.
recusal is considered an abstention. And all I'm asking is there something within the Brown Act?
I wouldn't say not that I know of. I'm sure it's in like
that might
ethics.
identify what you do.
I mean, what you do is just something I just get from the city attorney. Is what they just,
I'd have to look it up. I don't know off
Yeah.
the top of my head.
I don't know either. But every time you ask, this is what the city attorney tells me.
I-
Just leave.
And also, one thing that people are not doing when they're recusing, I know this isn't the question, right? But since we're bringing up process, people are also supposed to state why they are recusing. And most people
Yes.
are not doing that.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Anything for recusals? Okay. Moving to 10.
Will you pass?
I know. 10. Responsibilities of board liaisons. Board appointed liaisons are expected to regularly attend and submit written reports of all meetings, activities, and issues pertaining to the liaison positions to be included in the board agenda packet. Help keep communication between the two organizations open and transparent. Actively identify issues of mutual concern and develop proposals for board actions, and advocate in good faith for official board positions and recommendations. The liaison may not vote to endorse or otherwise publicly represent a position on the issue without prior board adoption of the position. We're good with that?
Yes.
Are we going to, I hope, are we going to reinforce that with
And that's what I was going to say, we have to enforce that. Right now, the
Which
only
one? Enforce
liaison
what?
we have, liaisons writing reports.
That's an executive committee thing. I mean, yes, I would, yes, I think.
And I'm just saying that we
Yeah.
have to.
Oh, yeah, no, if you apply to something, you want to be a liaison, you do your damn job. You
Yes.
give a report.
Because that's not happening, except for one that I'm,
Oh,
Is there a possibility of putting in the same 2 times of not doing that job brings it back up to the question or something? I don't know.
Well, in other words,
You know, if you're going to
Missing-
miss a committee meeting twice,
like if you don't, oh, I see, like if you don't get a report,
Yeah.
I didn't. I think for a liaison, I've never. That's new to me, so I will say that. I've never heard.
I mean, there may be times where there is no report because of maybe the,
Yeah.
There's no meeting.
if there's no meeting, but that's a different thing.
But
Well, how
so
many?
you're saying like if there is a meeting and they go and they don't give back a report or something.
If there's a meeting and they didn't do it, yes.
But how many times have liaisons had meetings and not done a report?
Well, there's no meeting.
Most of the time, that's my, I know.
Yeah.
If there's no meetings, but how many times have we had a problem with somebody, with a liaison not doing a report when there was a meeting? Most of the time when we skip them, it's because there was no meeting.
Yeah.
I mean, so is that really a problem at the current
Well,
time?
and does a
Well,
liaison have to have a meeting? I thought a liaison
I mean,
is
like,
somebody
no.
like Lori.
No.
Lori doesn't have a meeting, but she goes, she hears other.
Yeah.
she
That's
goes
what a
around,
liaison's role is. That's what a liaison's role is. If for example,
The
I'm
dog.
sorry, yeah, the animal services, there is a committee, there is a commission that meets monthly. There are things that happen, the general manager role, for example, has once again been removed, and it's about, there is now an interim that is back in business, and there are updates whether there is going to be a search for another general manager. There are budgetary things that happen. All of these things happen, and including actually just going to to our animal shelter since it's in our location, and even just doing a report as to what's happening there as to the pets and things like that. These are things that that could I mean, really honestly, there could be a report every single time on commissions and the actual activities that are going on at the harbor shelter.
Well, even like, water and power. We have liaison for water and power. And there's always maybe,
But why do we
once,
have?
not every.
We have the animal shelter, DWP, Public Works, LA Film Liaisons, Sustainability and Alliance Liaison, and Data. Now, many of these don't have formal commissions, but they do work in some of these areas.
I think
don't
The
get
sustainability one does have the NCSA, for example.
So what I will say, I think it's fine how it is. I think it would be just the responsibility of the president or vice president, who's ever crafting the agenda, to say, hey, what's your report? Or, enforce it.
Okay, well, let me just say, it's not a matter of just saying where's your report and then moving on. It's a matter of letting
Getting
the law
involved.
down.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
If they're going to volunteer for this, they got to do it.
And does there have to be language on that, much like there is for
it says-
committee
It says board appointed liaisons are expected. Change it to
Is required.
or must regularly attend.
No, is required would be better.
Or
It's a requirement that you must, first of all, like film. Is there a reason why we have to have a film liaison?
Well, there is a film, something or the other that the city has when they're doing filming, and according to the mayor, more filming is coming back to Los Angeles. So if they come to the harbor area, then we should have.
What is that person supposed to be reporting on? Where the locations are of filming for that
I
month?
think, wait, we're getting too deep in the needs of each, liaison position
Yeah.
and what they're doing.
Right.
The main conversation is enforcing,
Yes.
Right.
I just want to, let's deep into this. The main need of it is, having board liaisons, submit. I'm fine with saying are required.
And everything that says there with written reports of all meetings, activities, and issues pertaining to that position Perfect. Maybe we, do we have to have standing rules as to what the description is for each liaison, much like we have in meetings?
No.
All right.
I mean,
So what
I
do we
would
do?
assume the animal service liaison is to the animal service, right?
Well, yeah, but if there's no definition of it, how does that person know what they're volunteering for?
Right.
Well, I would hope
But then,
Public Works is not going to, LAPD and giving it an LAPD. No, they're doing a Public Works, it's in the name.
Well, yeah, but there should be some kind of outline. Not, everybody who decides, hey, I want to be part of the Northwest St. Peter Neighborhood Council, may not know all of the details of things. So, say, oh, I want to be the liaison. They may not really understand it, and it's kind of like, on the elections, the elections materials, there was a lot of concerted effort, for example, to describe the commitment of you need to spend X amount of hours, you need to do this, you need to do that. So I believe that at some point we should have another visitation of the liaison's roles
Okay.
and possibly
That's
add that to the
that is not
That's-
for a change up for
No.
consideration.
No, but we should consider this at a future date
Okay.
and have a discussion about
Then
it.
let's go back. We're adding,
Required.
Exactly, we're focusing on
The word required.
our required. And I think
Yes.
that's more better and
That's
allows,
wonderful.
the chair, the vice chairs to,
Call the question.
Okay.
Now, but what you're saying, are required to regularly attend and submit written reports. Attend what?
Meetings.
Attend liaison meeting?
That,
Or
John,
board meeting?
that's what Gwen was getting into in detail before.
Oh, okay.
Meetings,
That
activities,
needs
and
to be,
issues.
that needs to be worked out later. At this point, all we're doing is this paragraph.
Okay.
Figuring out what those meetings and activities and
Activities
issues
and issues
are
Yes.
is a separate issue.
Okay.
Okay. We're voting to add are required.
No, just required.
Oh, just required.
The R was already there.
Okay.
We're changing expected to required.
Okay. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Required. Okay. Adrian? Yes. Red? Yes. Don?
Yeah.
Dick?
Yes.
Gwen? Okay. I thought you were going to say no. All right. Anything else for this section? Okay. None for this section. Okay. 11. Partial absences. A member arriving to any regular or special board or committee meeting more than 30 minutes after the start of said meeting or leaving 30 minutes prior to the scheduled end time of said meeting shall be marked in the minutes of having an unexcused absence if no prior excuse was obtained. Questions, comments, or concerns?
Difficult if your car breaks down. What is that prior excuse?
Car breaks down, you make a phone call, text, email to somebody saying, hey, I won't be there on time.
Okay. Sounds
Good
good.
example, you guys got stuck going all the way down the bridge and, right?
Yeah, when Cynthia and I, when we were coming for the community issues meeting, not knowing that they had blocked off the exit from the Gaffey over to Harbor, got forced over the bridge, but of course we couldn't stop and make a phone call on the bridge.
Yeah,
But yeah, there may be some extenuating circumstances that are unavoidable like that. But,
Yeah, well, and that's why I reach out on that. For
but
example, at
with
Peck
your
Park-
example of a breakdown, you can make a phone call.
Well,
But
at Peck Park, there is no signal. You may be texting and calling, and I did that once. I was texting and calling, but it didn't mean that the person was receiving texts or phone calls, because Peck Park is a dead zone. We have that problem.
oh, that kind of signal. Okay. I was thinking there's a traffic light right there, but you're talking phone
I'm
signal.
talking about phone communication.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad. So,
That's a whole nother question.
I'm just saying, just because of Peck Park. What do you want to do?
Well, I mean, like, what if your car breaks down in front of the park? I mean, is that what you're?
No, everybody is
If we're
Starting-
inside the auditorium and the
People-
signal's bad, somebody trying to get through
30
them.
minutes beforehand, Ray and Melanie and the entire executive board is already at the at Peck Park, setting up and doing things like that, and I get jammed up.
Is there a distinction between, like, say, trying to make a phone call or trying to take?
Yes. Voice uses more bandwidth than text.
Text is more successful.
So text will get through better than voice.
That is where we should make sure that they attend.
Well, but that also means that each
Oh,
person
even-
on the executive board.
Even there, it's not perfect.
No, I understand, but I think if
And that would
I'm not
require-
saying this should say it, but I think.
Yeah,
And that would be a requirement also of each executive board member, if they notice somebody that's not there, take a look at their phones. Does that require the executive board to all have their phones, you know?
And if you really want to get technical,
I mean,
we've had people who have been gone, who we're going to miss, who have not notified one of the executive committee or something like that. They've notified another board member.
Because that's the only person they can communicate with, for
But-
whatever reason.
Then that board member should tell them.
Everybody has the roster with people's phone numbers on it. That's not the only person they can communicate with.
I've done that a lot with Victor.
Well, yeah.
I've said, oh,
Yeah.
she
Right.
texted me.
In fact, you're
Right.
the one who I was thinking of, is people have
Yeah.
told you, but they didn't tell one of us.
Anyway,
But I'll still
sidebar.
tell you that.
Sidebar, just, perhaps we should have that discussion when we have that with the board regarding this 30 minutes and.
Well, no, we're having this discussion now. That's the point of the
Okay.
committee.
Then do you want to add something about the attempt be made, that, what's the cutoff where it's unexcused?
Somehow,
30
you
minutes.
cannot-
Does it require that?
The cutoff is right there in writing, 30 minutes.
Well, I mean, also, our bylaws do state, when it comes to unexcused, that within 24 hours, the president decides whether it is, and our bylaws override our standing rules. So, let's say, possibility, board meeting's at 6, okay, my car breaks down on Gaffney at 5:45, right?
Everybody's already there.
Well, no, meeting hasn't started yet, but in our bylaws, if you've not made it that you're not, if you say to the president, you're not going to make, the Ray can decide, if it's, and I'm sure he's nice enough to say,
Yeah, I'm just saying that 15-minute window, that your
Yeah.
message may not get through to that individual or any of the individuals.
I think
And that-
this is fine, but we do have the ability, or
Great.
the ability.
it's in our bylaws that addresses
Alright.
unexcused. So again, if your car breaks down at 45, it would end up
Yeah.
being,
Yeah.
so I'm fine with this.
This is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, if notice is not sent within 24 hours of the meeting, it is at the discretion of the president whether to
Yeah.
accept the notice.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Marty.
Okay. Anything else on 11? Moving on, funding requests, number 12. The Budget and Finance Committee compiles a yearly fiscal budget as required by the City Clerk's office to be presented to the full board for approval. Once the board approves the budget, all line items falling under the operation category of the budget are pre-approved and no further approval is needed within the amount approved. All proposed submissions of events and/or sponsorships must first be reviewed and recommended by a committee other than the Budget and Finance Committee. Once recommended, the proposed document and requested amount shall be forwarded to the Budget and Finance Committee. This would be us. For their review to bring to the board for a vote. The purpose of the Budget and Finance Committee review shall be determined if the funds are available, include consideration of moving funds from one line item to another, and if funds are available. The Budget and Finance Committee.
Wait, from one line item to another, period. If the funds are available.
There is a period.
Yeah, you read it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I was
That's
not.
all right. If the funds are available, the Budget and Finance Committee so advises the board. I paused. There's a period.
What?
All requests must be forwarded to the board even if the funds are not determined to be available. The board will vote on the recommended expenditure and may reject the expenditure, even if the funds are available or change the recommended amount. Any discussion?
Well, that comma between, and may reject the expenditure even if the funds are available. Get rid of the comma.
No, leave the comma.
I don't know, I mean, I'm the guy who's going forward
The
here.
board will vote on the recommended expenditure. I'd say an Oxford comma there. And
No.
may reject the expenditure even if the funds are available. There's no comma there. And
Yes,
may
there
reject the
is.
expenditure even if the funds are available.
Because it's saying that even if the funds are available, they can reject the expenditure. Or they may change the recommended amount. So it's saying they'll vote on the recommended expenditure and may reject the expenditure even if the funds are there, even if they're available, or may change the recommended amount. That's perfectly fine.
Oh, all right.
Did you say Oxford?
I was going to say the same.
That is not an Oxford comma situation.
Can someone explain that? I went to junior college
Okay, so there's an and, right?
Yes.
You may put a comma before the and
Okay.
No.
as a pause.
Right, so that's called an
No.
It's called an Oxford
no.
comma.
It's called an Oxford comma or series comma. If you have a list of multiple things, you put a comma between each one of those separate things. If you put one after the next to last item, that is an Oxford comma. If you do not put it in there, then there is no Oxford or series comma.
Anyway,
Okay.
I
It sometimes
was
is
trying
needed
to
for
find the break.
clarification.
I was trying to find the
Yeah.
break
Okay.
and what it was breaking, and yes, if it was, okay,
Now I know what Oxford.
all right. Anyway, nonetheless.
It's
Wait.
not- It's not
There are city clerk's office. Is that really a capitalized O or is it a small O? And are we
Time check.
continuing
City
with
clerk.
caps?
Thank you, I know.
Oh,
I'm
is
reading
it?
the other way.
This is where the caps start breaking down. Anyway, whatever.
I have till like 8, so I just
Okay.
want to,
All right. Okay.
and I don't think we're going to do bylaws today.
We can see if it's city clerk's office or office of the city clerk.
I did office of the city.
Okay.
Then make the O lowercase.
That would be nice. That would be Marvin.
This is just an editorial change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless we
Marvin.
13, neighborhood purpose grant, NPGs. The board, at its discretion, decides to consider neighborhood purpose grant, NPG, requests. The process for administrating NPGs must be determined by the board on an annual basis and posted on the website after approval. If the board decides to accept NPG requests, the Budget and Finance Committee, NPG, will screen all applications for compliance with city clerk requirements and for the committee to make a recommendation to the board for the discretion of funds. All application meetings, all application meetings,
How-
actually what?
All applications meeting
Thank
the
you.
Office of the City Clerk's
Thank
requirements
you.
will be brought to the board.
Thank you. Okay, any discussion?
I'm not sure how it got in there, but the first line, Budget and Finance Committee, NPG. Get rid of the NPG.
Yeah, that's kind of wonky.
I don't know how that got in there.
Any other?
That's interesting.
Okay, number 14. Okay, there can be an issue with this one. There might be an issue with 14, I'll say after. The Youth and Outreach Committee is responsible for setting the process for the selection of the youth representative. The committee shall develop an application and set the deadline for submission. Solicit applications, interview all qualified applicants, and make a recommendation subject to a final vote at the next board meeting. The term of office shall be 1 year, from the time of appointment. Now, the reason why I'm saying that might be because I remember Lori
Want to do two.
she wanted to do 2. Now, I did research, and in the administrative code, or the municipal code that it allows mayor councils to be used seats, it doesn't say the term limit. My only concern is that, let's say you make it 2, right? Let's say you have a 2-year term for a UC, and let's say they turn 18 during the 2 years. Would we have to remove them? Because again, it's only 14 to 17. That's just my concern,
I agree.
for it to be a 2-year.
I agree. She wanted it there because she wanted older people. She said very specifically, she wants it
No,
beyond
that's
blah, blah, blah.
That's different. That was a separate letter that the board passed. We're not discussing, we're discussing from 1 to 2. But I'm just sharing my concern with making it 2 is you make it a 2-year, you have a youth representative who...
Good example, mine, May, she's
Well-
16.
Right, but okay, well, so then what if Alonzo was in the seat, right? I mean, if Alonzo had 2 years and he turns 18, he has to go.
It's ineligible.
No. The incumbent youth appointee shall continue in the seat until a replacement is appointed.
So if,
if somebody turns 18 under these rules and they age out, they can, and this is what Alonzo did, they can stay in the seat until a new person is appointed.
Until she's
so then
replaced.
if Alonzo, let's say hypothetically, Alonzo let's say like halfway through the term, right? He completes 1 year, halfway through the 2 years, he turns 18. He has to stay on, or he could stay on, whatever, stay on for another year as 18.
No.
If
He would term out
if the age-
term out at, unless we change it.
right,
instead of
if
17,
the
we go
ages
16 to 18.
remain, if the maximum age remains at 17, then we would have to start the process
Yeah.
of appointing a new one when somebody's 18.
Yeah, and let's
Which
say like they
means
did with me, it took us 2 months to get somebody. So he still had to cover the seat.
Yeah.
And the bylaws are fine with it.
I'm talking about finishing the remainder of the term. Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Based on this discussion, our youth seat availability will come up at all sorts of crazy times a year.
Well, that's a...
Why do we not have the July to June 30th
That's
action?
Because there's age limits for
Yes.
this.
So why can't we do then, instead of 16 to 17, 16 to 18?
because because the age limit is in the municipal code and we cannot change it.
Right now it is 14 to 17.
14 to 17 in the municipal code.
Wow.
And we can't, that's why we wrote the letter to Tim to say, hey, can you change it? But the age limit we cannot change. But the term, there's nothing in the administrative code. Let me look at it.
I mean, I was born in February, and so I actually was a year ahead of everybody, but I could have been easily a year behind. And so when I'm in my senior year, yeah, I'd be aced
It all
out
revolves
almost
around,
immediately.
it all
It's
revolves
your
around your
birthday.
age limit.
Your birthday,
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
the month
It
of your
is.
birthday screws you if you are before June.
But you can stay in the seat until somebody new is appointed. So you don't just all of a sudden stop on your 18th birthday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alonzo is a
No.
prime example.
Okay, my birthday is in July, right? Let's say I'm 17, I turn 17, I get the seat. Let's say next year when I turn July, in so let's say I'm 17 and I get appointed in 2025. I turn 18 in 2026. And I have the 2 years, I wouldn't be up to be replaced until 2027. From 2026 to 2027, do I finish the remainder as 18?
Or
Until the seat gets filled.
or we start the
But how are you going to fill the seat if he's
Same
still
way
in
we
term in 2 years? You'd have an unexpired seat.
Anyway,
Well,
wait,
that's what we're saying. Do you change the age? If he turns 18, let's say he's on the board for a year and a half, he's 18 on his half year, right?
Mm-hmm.
and it's January, it's his birthday, but in June 30th would be the end. So you
No.
still, if he's
No.
18 in January,
Glenn,
we gotta find
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
else.
Glenn,
I believe this is all academic. We have to stick with the one-year term because Tom McOsker has not filed a motion for 18 or 19 or 21. So let's just stick with the one
Well-
until the situation changes. And I still am concerned that there's more likelihood of a youth going into a new situation the next year where they will have to bow out of a 2-year term as opposed to a
Well,
1-year term at this moment.
As it
At
is
this
now,
moment,
there's
as
no
it is.
official, as it is now, there's no official
yeah, no,
proposed
I mean,
amendment
I'm
to
fine
change it.
with the 2 years because there's nothing in the, I mean, yeah, no, I'm just asking questions because I'm fine with the changing the 2 because there's nothing in the administrative code that sets a term limit for the UC. So I mean, I'm fine with you, but that's just my question.
Well, here's the other question I have. How many 14, 15-year-olds have been youth?
Well, that's what's been brought up before.
Yeah. How many 14, 15-year-olds? There's been 16 and 17,
Well,
you know.
Another issue
okay,
that I
That's the thing.
here's another question.
Yes.
Why do we need 2? Why do we need to change it to 2-year when,
Because youth and outreach is
why don't you let me
exhausted.
finish the question? When, if somebody has a 1-year term and they're still eligible at the end of that 1-year term, they just run again.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem. I mean, yeah.
So why do we need 2 when we can just do 1 and then another one?
Glenn.
Because youth and outreach is exhausted doing it every year. That's why. That's their ultimate problem.
Well, to that I say,
So
so
here's another thing I do. I'm
that's
concerned.
part of the job.
So again, another concern is there's no set, and John, give me your feedback on this. There's no set month or date when an application for the UC, like a term month.
Yeah, there is.
From when?
Supposed to be the end of August.
Is it in the bylaws though?
It's nowhere in the bylaws or standing rules.
Right,
So-
but that's what's supposed to happen. At the term,
Okay.
once his term is up in July starts, sometime in August, we have to have that.
And that's
look
why,
for that.
and that's why
That,
I'm saying it could be on any.
Here's
time of
another
year.
thing we could do. If we want to change it to 2 years, which I still think 1 is fine.
I mean, I think one is.
But if we want to change it to 2, or even if we leave it at 1, we could add some wording that says if the, this is kind of
It needs to be
up for discussion, but if the incumbent, I think is the way it's worded, ages out, turns 18, turns whatever the year is beyond what the limit is, if the limit gets changed during the term, then they may continue until another, we'll start looking for a new person and they can continue in the seat until one's done. Whether it's 2 years, 1 year, it doesn't matter. And that way it doesn't force them to stay for 2 years.
Right, but it goes from the June 30th,
No, it doesn't even,
or July 1st to June 30th.
if they turn 18 in February of their first year of 2 years, we start looking for a new person to fill that seat, and they can continue for as long as they can or want until the new person is appointed.
And
And that covers it. So we just need to, we could add some words to that effect or not.
Okay, Glenn.
And June and July is not the optimal time to consider these cycles because the school year starts in September and that's when people are.
No, I mean, like, if you're gonna.
Blah, blah, blah.
That's,
So you can't put dates.
No, and I think that's why they've always done
Yeah, because
August, September to get
the last two, from my understanding, like the last two, like Abby Norman and Alonzo in May, they weren't selected in August. They were selected way into the
sometime during the year.
That's because we didn't get the youth and outreach application out when we're supposed to. Okay.
Well, but August,
I ended up getting it out this time because
So then to kind of should we put something in the standing rules saying that, the application needs to be out by August? That's just my thought.
I think that should be something that we
Well-
are very disciplined on because of the school year.
On a normal cycle, maybe, but if somebody ages out outside of that time frame, like February, March, are we going to wait to August to send out an application? Or open the seat?
You all know why we do August, right?
No.
School year starts in September, but now it starts in the middle of August. That's why we do from that. So if it's from, we get somebody, let's say September 3rd, they go all the way through August. It doesn't have nothing to do with our elections or anything. This is an appointed,
It's not school year.
not an election thing, it's an appointed student.
Okay.
So that's why it goes from school year. It does a school year to school year.
And that's why
Yeah.
I'm mentioning that it should be something that the committee really needs to work with the school year and be disciplined.
So my recommendation is saying that, the term should be August to August, or September to September, and the person can stay until the Republican.
Until we get something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's not,
Because I think also you put it on, if you put in like August, it does a little bit more accountability to the outreach committee to put an application out there.
exactly.
Okay.
So when in August is that going to start? August 1st?
Usually the middle of August.
Okay,
The
is
third
that
week
when-
of August, we should have that application on our website and.
Okay,
Yeah, the first.
hang on. If the term is going to start in August, you have to do the application at least 30 days before that, correct?
Yes.
Well, it's not that we're doing the application then, the term starts.
Okay, if the-
It should start in September.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. If we're going to say, if the application's in August, then the term has to go in September. Or later.
Or we should do it at the beginning of August, so that
Well,
way the 30
whatever the
days-
case-
Yeah, that way.
You just got to back it up at least 30 days for the
Yeah.
application, is my
So we
point.
say the beginning of August, and that way,
Shit, how do I write this?
The term shall be,
Where should I start?
very last sentence,
Okay.
the term of office shall be from,
September 1st to September.
what are we saying? Are we
August
saying,
1st.
No.
Yes.
no,
No.
August 1st is
No.
when the term starts?
Oh, when the term starts, it should start September
1st.
1st.
Or, no, September.
September,
no, our
September
board
board
meeting.
meeting.
Our board
Our
meeting.
board meeting,
Okay,
so
whatever, the application, okay, what else is, the application for the next,
30 days.
the next application for the next use sheet shall be out August 1st.
August 1st.
August 1st.
Period.
Does that work?
Yes.
Okay.
Released, yes.
I only know that.
Posted.
And that gives us those 2 weeks
Wait.
No
Maybe.
later than.
at the end.
Yes, no later than.
No later
Don't give an
than.
absolute, give a no later than.
No later than August 1st.
The application, so I have to go back into the
Wait,
deadline.
wait.
Well, hold on,
application
let's
is-
back up, hold on.
Well, the
If
deadline
that's
for.
the case, they're supposed to be on the youth and outreach. They gotta come to us. We ask them questions. And then we
Well,
say,
and
okay,
that's-
these are the 3 people or 2 people. Then the board, so
And that's another-
theoretically,
That's
it should
November
start,
first. July 1st.
it should, not July 1st, but like the 15th, whatever the 15th or the 15th of August.
You need 30 days.
Right, 15th of July to 15th of August, because then the 4th Monday of the month is when youth and outreach is. So that gives us a week and a half.
Wait,
That's,
so what
no,
what are you saying for the July part? Are you saying the application?
You start the application July 15th, or July 10th. goes
July
to
1st.
August.
No
give-
later.
Give it, go down the dates. July, okay, so just pick July 15th.
That's the.
July 15th, the application is available.
Yeah,
30 days later,
on August 15th it closes.
August 15th, it closes. Then,
Whoever we have names of, we contact them and say, you need to come to the Youth and Outreach Board.
On July.
committee.
on
August.
August, the next week.
No, hang on.
Wait, let
August.
Vic finish.
Yeah, okay.
Let Vic finish. Vic go.
Go ahead.
So July 15th application is available. Deadline for submissions is August 15th.
No later than July 15th.
Wait, I can't do 100 things at the same time.
Then
No later than
there,
August 15th.
then whoever submits an
No later.
application is supposed to go to the
August.
August committee, Youth and Outreach Committee meeting.
Yeah, so, and
That-
just to help you out, Rick,
That could be difficult.
August 15th,
15th.
July 15th
15th.
is on a Wednesday,
15th.
okay? July
Well,
15th.
it-
August 15th is on,
Maybe this year, but
Saturday, yeah.
we're just picking rough dates.
yeah, so that's a
But the
Saturday.
prob- the
And we
problem
have a whole
is-
week
The
for them,
problem is
you know,
that two things. One, that's a very short turnaround. Unless you put something on the application saying, if you apply for this position, then you should attend the committee meeting, the Youth and Outreach Committee meeting that is going to be on X date.
right.
So they know well before, and it's not a, oh, I'm supposed to go to this meeting when I
Yes.
didn't know about it?
Yes.
Well, it should be on the application.
Right,
I believe
okay.
It is, yeah.
Then
Be prepared to come to
August.
this meeting.
is, and when does school start nowadays? Would they still be on summer
Everything,
vacation?
school starts around the 16th.
Okay, so there'd be very small chance that they would be like away out of state on vacation or something.
Yeah, and that's why we've been doing it August to September.
So could we
But
change?
see, and it doesn't matter, listen, it doesn't matter that, let's say September 11th is our board meeting. It always passes that, and they usually start, and it's happened, they start in October, at the October board meeting.
Take away,
You know what I'm saying? Because you're right, there's nobody in school. Now, school starts around the 16th. Okay, this year it started on the 16th.
So it should be no later than September 15th, and
There's
then
two
the next,
15th.
and
And
then
then-
October.
Right, and then that still gives us time to talk to them and bring them on to the October meeting.
wait,
Leave that as July.
but get rid of the TH after 15.
Yeah,
Leave it at July, set the deadline for submission for September 15,
No, later.
No.
no later than.
can't be 30 days, you can't
30.
do it more than 30 days.
September 1st.
What? You can't do it more than 30 days?
30 days, that's
No.
what the ruling's always been, 30 days.
No,
Where?
minimum 30 days.
Yeah.
Minimum,
Minimum.
minimum. Minimum,
I mean, you can set the date.
September 15, no.
But we don't,
This is the
the
committee.
problem is, even in July, no one's in school.
Okay.
This
so-
is the committee, this is the committee's responsibilities to post it by July 15th,
No, wait.
so that
No,
if some
no.
kids,
Then who's gonna see it?
No earlier than.
Nobody's in school.
no,
Okay, wait. What?
I'm just, this devil's advocate, okay, hold on. This is for minimum of the committee's responsibilities. The application must be available by a certain date that allows a minimum of 30 days before it's closed.
Okay, why don't
And
we?
then August 15 would be absolutely,
So,
or
wait.
September 15th would be absolute, the minimum for, or the,
No early.
Can I make a suggestion? Okay. Keep the announcement has to be,
minimum 30 days.
wait. The announcement July 15th. The application, the submission shall be,
The deadline for
Put in-
submission.
I'm trying to figure this out.
September.
No earlier than August 15, not later.
No later than September 15th.
No.
No, the
See,
deadline for
going-
submission,
Not no earlier than July 15.
no, wait, he was on the deadline for submissions.
The deadline is not is
The
no
deadline
earlier.
for submissions needs to be
No earlier.
September 15th, according to you, if it's October.
Well, so
If it's the
September 15th, then that means the kid wouldn't be appointed till October.
And that's what they're saying, that's what he was
That's
saying.
it.
Because that gives us a chance
Okay.
in the youth to know.
Okay.
But
So-
putting something out on July 15th, who's gonna see it?
Can I say something?
That is a responsibility of
Can I say
both.
something?
Yes, you can say something, Mr. Regalado.
I keep hearing, John, I keep hearing the emphasis on doing outreach to schools. But schools is not the only
Right,
pool of youth that we can outreach to.
correct.
Boys and Girls Club, YMYWCAs, other youth organizations that we should be reaching out to, not just schools, because I'll be quite honest with you, schools got so much stuff going on that they may, we may not be able to get our best outreach in those places.
Okay, so, I mean, I like
That's true.
the September 15th, because even then, when school starts August 15th, there's still a month of school.
That's a
in the
month.
That's a month of
Yeah.
school out, okay.
And
Okay.
And
remember
then,
that
like he
it's,
says, then on 15th of July starting, then that means he's right.
we're
You
putting,
know, boys and girls, YMCA,
Mr. Christensen?
Okay. Are we still, right now, we're talking 2 months. If we're only doing 1 month, then we need to say application that must be available no later than July 15th, or if we're using one, then August 15th, because if school starts around that time, then
no,
that covers that.
I think it
If
should
we're
be
not going to
July.
worry about that part, then July is fine. And set the deadline for submission no earlier than September 15th. If we're giving,
well, why don't we want, if somebody
No,
in
that's
August,
true. In case,
August 30th has an application in
I
there.
agree. Let him finish.
is July 15th what we're going to use? Yes or no?
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, July 15th,
Okay,
let's
so
do
the
it.
application is going to be ready no later than July 15th, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, then we're going to let it be out there for 30 days minimum,
No.
right?
15, from 15,
Wait,
Hang on, yes or no? Are we putting it out there for 30 days minimum?
that is the 30 days, that's 60 days.
That's two.
That's 2 months, that's not 1 month.
That's 60 days.
Answer the question,
Okay, wait.
whoever's gonna
Hold on.
whoever's in charge of this. Is 30 days the minimum that the application will be available
In this,
so
yes.
people can apply?
Okay, so
Yes.
if it's a yes, then we have to change September to August.
Unless we're changing the July to August and leaving that deadline as September.
I would feel comfortable with July being changed to August.
The application will be available on July 15th, August 15th, September 15th.
That's 2
That
months.
gives 2 months of the applications to
okay,
be.
no, go ahead.
That's not the point.
Go ahead. His question is, are we gonna have 1 month? If we're gonna have 1 month, then the July needs to be August. If we're gonna have.
If we're keeping the other one as
Now, let
September.
me throw this at you.
Wait.
No.
We always only get 1 to 2 people. This time, we only had 1. So,
2 months.
giving it 2 months maybe will help us.
Or we extend it if necessary.
No.
We
Make it the
leave it at
deadline-
1 month and we extend it if necessary.
The deadline for submissions for the students is 2 months
It's
from.
not just for students, it's just for anybody who's 14, 17. 14 to 17.
Well, that's what I meant.
So,
Deadline for application submissions is no later than September 15th.
Right. It closes at
It
September 15th.
closes.
But, like he said, if we don't have anybody from July to August,
right now,
then you're saying extended.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That I would, that's how.
Because-
He's saying to word it, we start in July, like Grace says, the YMCA, the this and that, the boys and girls. So on August 15th, we look and see, because I'll see who comes up. If there's only 1 person, now you extend it for the open school season from August 15th and it closes on the 15th of September.
So
Got
then it should say,
Is that-
make a
I
recommendation.
hear what you're saying, I'm just trying to figure out how to line it.
Hold on, I got a suggestion.
Well, yes?
Everything prior to that for the July and what he said no earlier than September 15th, absolutely. And make a recommendation subject to a final vote
Mm-hmm.
when at the next October board meeting or the
No.
next board meeting after applications
You know,
have been submitted.
It has a period, it shuts off on the 15th of September. That's it, applications have to be in by the 15th.
No earlier
It
than.
has to be 30 days.
No earlier than.
Basically, it's been 30 days, that's what it's
Okay,
been.
well,
so then.
No.
Are we,
Please
okay,
don't.
Excuse me, one at a time.
It is 30 days, it has to be.
Christensen was correct.
Okay.
the text keeps changing. Is it July to September, July to August, or August to
I'm
September?
trying to figure that out. If it's 30 days, then it's July to August.
Yeah.
If we're deciding 60 days, it's July to September.
July to
Right, and so
September.
that's, I'm asking you guys, we don't get enough people in.
So here's the
so-
great thing about standing rules. We can change it at any
Right.
time.
And also, what happens if we go for 2 months and still don't have somebody?
I see you.
We still have to extend it,
Better
so
chance.
why not leave it at 1 month, extend it when necessary?
Mr. Regalado.
So I heard a statement saying that if we only have one, we extend it. And I'm going to say that individual
I was
has
thinking-
taken the time to do it within the allotted time frame. He or she
Yep.
needs to have the position. We don't extend it because that person followed the rules.
Okay.
Now, quick,
Okay, and that's what we've been doing it that way.
So
I just
October,
want to make sure that that's followed.
So Mr. Christensen.
I was thinking the same thing earlier, and and this is an argument for leaving it from July to September, because while I understand there are more kids than just the school kids, if we go July to August and the school kids are on vacation and out of the area and can't apply, they won't see it until they get back, and then it'll be too late if there is one person and we go with that.
So
So that's
Wait,
another
wait,
thing. It's another thing to consider
Gwen.
for that.
Yes, Gwen, go for it.
Go ahead.
I believe that this hardline responsibility for the Youth and Outreach Committee to get those applications out by July 15th, and as Ray had said, there are other venues during that July to August period where you start making those touches with kids and our pool. That gives 2 months, which we have not committed to prior to this.
Okay.
So I believe that these amendments are going to give more time, and there may possibly be a better turnout based on this new schedule.
Ray Regalado.
So,
Bring us home, please.
the concern of there being ample opportunity for someone to apply, what a strategy might be is a pre-application outreach strategy.
During
which
the-
means that there would be maybe flyers or something going out to these different locations where they say, maybe starting in June, maybe starting in May.
Okay.
April is when we're going to
Before-
start taking applications.
You mean like before the school year ends?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that'd be great.
Yeah.
But
June.
like June, you start saying we're gonna announce. the
Don't
application
forget,
in July.
next year.
But that's,
don't
okay,
forget,
that's,
next
that's
school year.
outreach. I want to talk about, I think we should keep it 2 months. 2 months. I think you'll have a greater pool of people if you have it 2 months.
Yes.
Let's say, and hypothetically, let's just say that nobody applies in that 2 months. You can just say then the application period will be extended.
Yes,
Are we good with that?
yes.
I am not.
Yes. Why?
You go for 1 month and you can use the same rationale. If we don't get anybody, then we extend.
I believe that Youth and Outreach should
just have it on their schedule to
Okay, that's
work
an
with sports and
outreach
that's all.
issue. That's
No,
all.
I know that, and it's,
I'm talking about the length of the time.
yeah,
I
the
agree.
July 15th, August
I
15th.
support Adrian's
We're not gonna get any
addition.
kids from high schools or anything, that's the problem.
But will you get some who are the other,
Youth and out,
not one of those?
YMCA.
Well,
Like
the
Ray
problem
was
is
talking
we've
about,
never- we've never
Like Ray
done it.
mentioned, there are other youth out there besides those.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
so
that-
that means we have to get
Homeschool.
send flyers to the
There's
YMCA,
homeschool.
boys and girls.
But we can also do the advance notice before the school year ends, like Ray was talking about.
Yes.
So, okay.
So-
That way those school kids would get the
Okay,
notice.
hang on, so why don't we do, we
Adrian.
can make the flyers, send it to
That's
the.
that's an outreach
Yeah,
issue.
That's-
I know, and then we'll do that.
That's
We'll
later,
send the
that's
flyers
later.
out the 1st of June to give it to the high schools. Make the thing, then we'll do the 2 months. We'll do July 15th, closes on September 14th.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then that gives us a chance to see who we got. They come to the youth and outreach meeting, we have discussions with them, listen to their thing, and they vote them in at the
And
October.
Adrian, your
Yes.
addition
Following.
to,
Okay?
subject to a final vote at the next October board meeting, or
Change next to following.
or after an application, the first, is submitted
What?
after that.
No, I don't know, that's why I'm
No, no,
asking.
no.
If by October, for some
If by September.
extraordinary reason.
September.
No, yeah,
By September 15th.
yes. If by September 15th, no valid application has been submitted by any kid,
Then it goes to the October 15th.
then that's where
Then it should be
Adrian.
Change, don't even do an absolute.
Adrian-
Change
Yeah. the
Change
October board-
recommendation subject to a final vote
thank you.
at the board meeting following,
The first valid
The-
application.
well, I don't know, first.
First.
Yeah, okay,
Past,
Following.
following the, I
September.
don't like saying first valid application,
Okay.
but,
Alright. It's a matter of me. First valid application.
I mean, if,
A first
just tag it in there and then.
first available or
First,
no,
no? What are you thinking?
at the board meeting following.
First
the-
youth
like
application. First-
Like the close of the application period or
Yeah.
something, but
yeah.
I don't know if that's the right way to say it either.
Let's just do first valid.
Wait,
Yeah.
subject to the
No, I
final
wouldn't s-
vote at following the, no.
At
Make
the
a
board,
recommendation, subject to
one at a
final
time.
vote at
What?
the
Yes.
October board meeting or following the first.
don't put a month. That's too absolute.
Okay.
Or.
Then why even have the month in there if you're gonna say or?
Because-
Just
because-
make it
Because
board meeting following
it gives a timeline. Okay, the next,
the board next,
Parentheses
get
up.
rid of next. Final vote at the board meeting following the, whatever something saying
First.
that we've stopped looking, the close of the.
Following of the closure.
No of.
Application period.
Following, maybe the close of the closure of the application period.
well, no, because you've
Or consideration.
already said no earlier than
No, not
September
application
15,
period.
which
See,
means
that's
then maybe it needs to be up here.
not the closure of the application period, because that's already the deadline. We already have
This
that.
right here is the flexible part right here. This is the flexible part right here. So
That's not
no
flexible.
earlier than September 15th.
Yeah, that's not
Should we
flexible.
have or come on, keep going.
Or the fall.
Or the following month.
No.
If not, the
Or-
We've already,
We're
no,
saying
no.
no earlier.
we're saying no earlier, that means it could be later, so we've
Yes.
already got that covered.
Right, but that's where you want to define why it's later than September 15th.
Okay. No earlier than September. We have to change it. because when we applied,
This is
because it
where,
says no earlier, we can add another month if nobody
Yeah.
applies.
So
That's
you
just
say-
fine how it is.
no, it is fine. What I'm saying is this is where you define this following the,
Can I just say something? What time do we have this room until?
Oh, we can be here till 10. I spoke to the guard.
I don't want to be here.
I know, that's why I'm trying to get this up.
But I think we should have our own self
that,
time frame that we end.
Following
and-
closure.
And I'm not sure we're gonna get.
An hour
this whole
ago.
thing,
I know.
following,
This whole thing.
Okay. I'm fine with it being like
Okay.
this.
yeah,
Not,
yeah, that basically,
not
that's, it would be better by getting a
We
valid
only have
application.
one more section to go.
Closure.
We can bring it home.
not closing, closure,
Because I'm gonna.
Or close.
Based on applications being received, based on,
well, no, it is following the closure of the application period, because if we extend it till we get enough people, then that's still part of
Okay.
the
but there's a
application period.
problem.
So leave it like
We could
that.
leave it extended,
So
we
just
might
leave
get one, we might, okay, September
just leave it
15th
like
should
that.
be the
Yes,
deadline.
okay, and it's like, okay, the first one has to be submitted no earlier than September 15th. If we don't have one, then the second one gets extended.
So another month,
Exactly,
another month,
yes.
another 30 days.
Another 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta put 30 days in there.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
Because then it's left to, it could be 60 days, it could be 100 days, it could be.
That's right, it could be. If we go 30 days and then there's nobody, we go another 30
It
days.
could also be one
The
day.
next cycle.
If we get that one application.
Right,
So if you put it. to-
after that initial 30.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, we have one, the time's going out, and I want to.
Okay.
I don't think that that's
I'm
clear.
gonna say something else too.
Anyway,
About that. There's an issue that we really have to cover and really have to make a distinction here. And that is the fact that we have people getting up out of our seats during the meetings, going outside, having side conversations. And that is so distracting and that's bullshit. And we cannot be doing that in our meetings.
That is separate from this issue.
That's separate from this issue, but I'm saying that it's something that we're gonna have to make some kind of.
Okay, I agree with you, and we can come back. Is that something you would like to put in the standing rules? But again, we can have that conversation after.
I'm saying that we have the time to do it.
I mean,
We don't.
Our says you have to.
The way we're wordsmithing this damn.
I know, I understand, I understand.
all right,
Are we
slap it in.
Well,
fine with this?
well, except for that last one, you haven't finished a sentence. Are we going to finish it or get rid of it?
This one right here?
No, the very last line.
The term of the office, the year?
No, the term of office shall be from. Are we going to finish that or get rid of it?
From,
No.
No, the last line. The very last line.
okay, I got
No.
Put it back.
Control Z.
Okay, there are 6 words right there. Where
The
where it's
term
flashing.
it.
There
I
you
see,
go.
thank you.
Okay.
That's it. We
Okay,
already know that July 15th is.
we're gonna vote on this. What is here?
Yes.
Okay, Adrian, Ray, John,
Yeah.
Yes,
Vic.
yes.
Okay. Ken, this is the same as the bylaws, we don't have to go through this. We can't go through this. Okay, we have completed going through the standing rules. Is there any other, we can, again, have another meeting, but this final one is what I want to take to the board.
So that's 10 changes?
10 amendments, yes.
Okay. The only thing I don't have the changes for is this last one because of all the
I'll
back and forth, so
Yeah, I'll
send me those words.
Wherever it's gotta be enforced, and that's my thing.
I agree with you, and I apologize for the time inconvenience.
Can we add it real quick? It's not.
We could, I mean, yeah, we have till 10.
But if it's when we get to the.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, we can say, I know what I'm saying. So, Ray, would you like to add a section? Section 16?
Okay, so all the editorial
Yeah.
changes
Yes,
to date are fine?
fine.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
We're gonna add one more,
We're gonna add,
16.
What are we,
Uh-uh.
Ray wants to add something with,
I mean,
It should go up.
is it
where-
better at the end or somewhere else? That's why I
I'd be
was.
fine with 16. It would be better with 16. Trust
Put
me.
it on its own, yeah.
It would be better on its own.
And don't ask me to word it because it's just something.
Board meeting attendance, or board meeting,
Well, what's the point of what we're adding?
Ray, would you like to explain, please?
Well,
And I don't mean that sarcastically, I mean,
No,
what is the
I'm
point
gonna
we
tell
want to
you,
get
One at a
through?
time, please.
I'm going to tell you the most frustrating part of running the meetings recently, because it's been happening more and more. People are getting up, walking around, they're getting up, going out, and having side conversations in different parts of the auditorium, or even going outside. They're having side conversations with some of our people, the people who are giving presentations. And that's not a bad thing. I think it helps. However, it has extended and it has even almost impacted quorum while we're doing this, and it can't be continued to happen. We have to keep the meeting going, and means that we have to sit in our seats to keep them going. We can't have these side conversations going. That's a big thing.
Okay.
I tend to think that should be part of number one.
yeah,
Okay, so it's...
yes, go up. Meetings,
What do I have?
well, it will be held on the day.
Make it A.
Make it what?
Put it between the new red amendment
This
and,
wasn't already, A. This is just how it is. There wasn't no A, B.
Yeah, there's no ABC.
since that is virtual meeting, I would put it above that, with the board meetings being held on.
Yep.
Okay, hit
Put
me,
it
Rick,
up.
what do you have?
Right there.
I'm sorry?
I said, what do you have?
I don't have, like I said,
Okay.
this just popped up, so.
When participating in live meetings, all board and
In
committee
person.
members,
When...
when participating
I got it. Oh, I got it right.
in,
May...
what was your word other than live meetings?
In person.
In-person
Because
meetings.
virtual is live too.
Yes.
Right.
In-person meetings, all board and committee members shall stay in their seats
When participating
in,
in person? Okay, please correct me on that one.
meetings.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll fix it.
Oh, in...
That is correct.
Oh, thank you.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got a double space between
I
when.
see that. There's double space.
There we go.
Where?
Meetings, comma, all board and committee members.
Committee members. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All board members.
All board and committee members. Oh, no, all
No,
board
it's
members.
just board
Oh,
members.
yeah, no, who cares
What
if
is
there's
it,
five
for
meetings?
committees
Yeah.
as well?
No.
No,
Okay, so just board
all
members.
board members
Technically,
shall
yes, but.
sit in their seats and not get up
What if
for
I-
any,
No. Whoa. What if I need to pee during the meeting? What if I need to
Yeah,
And
you
it's
can.
not, this is not what we're talking about, peeing or anything. We're talking about Officer Jones over there, and somebody gets up and goes and talks to him
Okay.
while we're still discussing meetings and this and that.
Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
Shall not have side conversations
shall not get up to leave or.
in.
Wait, I like Sean.
Yeah. Shall not have side conversations.
With members of the public or other representatives.
Or other board members.
With members of the public or...
Government representatives.
I would say just not have side conversations and leave out the specifics of who with.
Okay, I do agree with that.
Because it can be another board member, that's been a problem, and I've probably been part of it as with Melanie sometimes when Ray has caught us on it. It's happened with anybody, with others too.
Yeah, but the thing is, people getting up and walking away, going outside and talking to somebody while we're still doing, not sitting next to each other.
That's a problem, but.
Well, are we talking about the noise or strictly the quorum?
Both.
People are there to see us get our work done. If we are going out there and walking around, then the work is not getting done. And there's an expectation by individuals. I'm telling you, it's very distracting from participation, because I've heard it from people coming to meetings, is why do you guys walk around so much?
Okay.
And have,
Okay.
have side conversations. So, I mean,
And not,
Okay, then. Also, in-person meetings before the comma.
can I finish this sentence?
meetings.
Board meetings.
Meetings.
I'm trying to get there.
Comma.
In the in-person board meetings. All board members shall stay seated unless,
Shall not have conversations and shall.
So do we really want to limit that to only board meetings?
do you want
could-
committee meetings?
Committee meetings could have the same problem.
Exactly.
But committee meetings
We're usually-
are part of a
You know what?
discussion.
Most of it, I will just say, it's at committee meetings, because most of the time when you have something like this, board meetings, it always has committee meetings included with it.
Except other places, we specify both.
Yes, that's true.
I would just take out the word board and say in-person meetings.
Okay. I agree with that.
No. Well, okay. I meant the first board, in-person.
That's the only place where it matters because if you're requiring board members to always sit in their seats and other committee members don't have that because committee members are committee members.
Okay.
You're now requiring only board members in committees.
Okay, so let's
absurd.
fix this.
It has to be during the board
Okay.
meeting because that's what it's addressing.
So if three of us got out of this meeting and went outside to talk, that would be fine?
So I put in-person and committee meeting. In-person board and committee meeting.
That's fine.
That's fine. Okay, let me finish, I need to finish this sentence. Shall not have side conversations and shall stay seated
For the duration of the
for
meeting.
the duration.
What? No, you can't do that.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. How do you?
You can't do committee meetings because
Yes,
then you would have to require all committee members, all formal committee members, not just the board members, all committee members, stay in their seats and not have side conversations outside.
What is wrong with
Not
that?
just the board
What
members.
is wrong with that? If you're in a committee
Then-
meeting,
then-
Hold on, go ahead.
Right.
Right? Go ahead. All right, right. You say-
I'm just saying, what's wrong with you making sure that all committee members follow the same rules
Then
as
write it.
the board meeting?
Then
Okay.
write it.
Okay, let's,
Put the word in.
okay.
It says in an in-person board and committee meeting.
Members. When participating
Get
in
rid of
an in-person board,
Members shall not.
all members of board members and committee members shall not have side conversations. Stay seated for
I
the.
believe members is fine.
Shall avoid side conversations and,
No, because you also have
Wait,
stakeholders.
let me finish this sentence,
Get
please,
rid
and then we can wordsmith it.
yes, sir.
And then, yes, Ray? Shall stay seated, come on,
Duration
for the duration
of the,
of the meeting.
until adjournment.
No, that's too much.
Uh,
That's too much.
Even what's there is too much.
Okay. When participating. it should-
Get rid of the. Okay, and, yeah, that's good, that's good.
In,
Make it and.
In an in-person board,
Get rid of board and committee.
get rid of board and committee.
no, and is for
It
and
doesn't-
board. And board meeting,
No.
not an in, it's not an in-person, it's
Yes, it
an
is.
board meeting.
No, it is an in-person board. That is
Yeah, I
fine.
agree, it's in an.
Yeah.
Yeah, in,
Are you gonna have side conversations like that in a virtual meeting?
okay,
have to-
let's focus on here.
Stakeholders can do whatever the heck they want.
Okay, but we're talking
And
about.
we're not talking about
talking
board-
about us.
Committee
Yes.
members.
Board and committee meetings, board and committee members shall avoid side conversations. There.
shall avoid side conversation and shall stay seated for the duration of the meeting.
Yes.
Are we
Okay.
good with that?
No,
Yes, Vic.
because seated for the duration of the meeting. Therefore, if I have to go to the bathroom, I can't do it. If I'm going to get up and get food or drinks, I can't do it.
Side conversations.
So,
What does that have to do with staying seated? Nothing.
Board and committee members
For the
Shall
duration of the meeting is not reasonable.
wait.
have side conversations. Shall not have side conversations, not avoid.
That are side conversations that are away from the, from the table, from where the board.
Side conversations will, board and committee
It's fine with a voice.
side conversations will not be allowed for board and committee members,
Correct.
period.
You know, if we keep it general, then it's easy just to,
So, I'm fine with taking this part out and just keeping it
Period.
like this.
And also make in the middle of the first sentence, or only sentence, make meeting singular.
Oh.
And probably should make the and an or. Or that.
Are we okay with this?
yes,
No, it should be.
it can be enforced.
Okay. I just want to be okay. I need another coffee. Okay, we're going to be voting what's right here. Adrian? Yes. Right. Yes. Thank you. John?
Say it loud.
Yes.
Vic?
Aye.
Gwen?
Yes.
That passes. Okay, now,
And that's 11.
okay, so now I will entertain a motion to approve
So moved.
these amendments.
Second.
Ray second.
Then I have a question. After this is adjourned.
Okay. Any discussion on? More discussion?
You want more? Really?
Wow,
Public comment?
you got something else you want to say, right?
Oh, I'm sure I'll find something.
Okay, Adrian, yes. Ray?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I give it to you?
Apparently not. Aye.
Gwen?
Oh, yes, I forgot about
Okay.
that.
We would approve these amendments.
Yes.
Number 3, not the bylaws, so you guys
What?
will be here another. I just have it on the agenda. And with that, nothing else, we need to adjourn.
So we are skipping item 4 for now?
Do you want to do item 4?
No, I'm just asking.
Okay.
Because we need to make it official.
Yes, skip item, I have it right here. Skip item 4. I will say we are officially adjourned at 8:26.
Turn the...
Can we?
Yeah, turn the light on.